And we are live, running a little too bit late. All right, so I missed some of the card, but we didn't get into any of the main fights so far. Josh Warrington against Mauricio Lara 2. So we still got that fight to come. We still have the Katie Taylor fight to come, and we also have the Conor Benn fight that didn't happen yet, which are the main fights of this card and the main fights that I wanted to see for this card. But yeah, I'm a little late, but I'm here. I made it. All right. El Chivo, what's up, man? I'm doing good. It's a good Saturday. It's beautiful out. And I'm happy to be here, man. And I'm really looking forward to these fights that are coming up. All right. So I'm feeling good. Can't wait for everybody to come in. What's up, Young Hollywood, the working man? What's up, guys? How you doing? Hope you guys are having a good weekend. Salute to everyone that comes in. Definitely smash that like button for me. And we should have a good time today. Not going to be a long card, obviously, because I got here kind of late. But it should be a good fight. I'm looking forward to the main fight, though. That should be a good fight, though. I know the first fight was really, really good. All right, let me slow this down a little bit. All right, but we here. No, the city is great, man. In fact, I mean, I'm not sure about the areas that got hit really, really hard, but at least I live in Harlem, and I've only been in Manhattan the last couple of days since the storm. But I mean, in Manhattan, it looks fine. It's been sunny. The weather has been beautiful since the storm. So I'm sure a lot of the sun probably dried up a lot of that rain and stuff like that. So, New York did get destroyed with that storm the other day. But, at least in this area, at least downtown, it doesn't look that bad. I'm not sure. I know Queens got hit pretty bad. I know people that live out in Queens that got hit bad, lost their cars, their basements, had some real bad damage from the storm. But it looks great. Like outside here, looks like any normal day. The weather's been beautiful. We got a lot of sun. So it is what it is. Working Man says a card has been okay so far. I mean, I got home. I've been watching the last few rounds, trying to set everything up with the Strafford Hughes fight, which has been a pretty good. It was a one really big round. This been a war. This fight here that's on right now has been a war. It's a good fight. It's 8th round though. I wish I actually covered this entire fight here because this looked like a good fight. Yeah, Queens was underwater. Queens got hit bad. What's up, Josh? What's going on? The Conor Benn fight, I think, is next up. All right. I don't know what order him. I think it's the Conor Benn fight first, then the Katie Taylor fight, and then we gotta have the Warrington Lara 2 fight. All right. Zachariah, yeah, the hurricanes has been bad. I mean, it's been like that for years now. I don't know. I think just the climate and everything it's been tough for the country. We've been getting a lot of hurricanes lately, and I mean, they've been brutal. People are losing their lives. People are losing their homes. Everything. It's been tough. Interested in seeing Conor Benn. Well, one thing I'll say this is that since they postponed this fight because we were supposed to get it a few weeks back, at least they didn't wait too long. At least we got it, weeks later. I don't think it's the biggest fight. I think it's still a Conor Benn. He's getting better and working on things. It's the proper fights to take at this time and this stage of his career. Me personally, I don't think Adrian Granados is a step up from Samuel Vargas. I think it's around the same area, So it's not a bad fight at all. It's still a good fight. But I think he's gonna destroy Adrian Granados. He has power. I think he's a better boxer. And I think it's gonna be not. I don't think he's gonna get him out of here in one round. But if he were to do it, I wouldn't be surprised. But then again, I wasn't expecting Conor Benn to stop Samuel Vargas in one round either. I mean, Vargas has been stopped, but not that quickly. So him to get him out of here that soon, especially because Virgil Ortiz wasn't able to do it. I'm actually kind of surprised. All right, but I'm thinking that the Conor Benn fight is probably going to be next. Their matchmaking been great. Yeah, these are the proper fights that you have to take at this point. You know, I know he wants the big guns. I know at one point he was like calling out Sean Porter. I mean, you're not going to get Sean right now, but I think he's doing the right thing. And he's developing, you know, and I think I just think the way they're handling him right now is good. And I think that Samuel Vargas fight really showed that you know, that he belongs and his name need to be mentioned. A lot of people are talking about Ennis. A lot of people are talking about Ortiz, who are moving a little bit further away, not much further, but a little bit further away. But he's right there. He's right there. And I think his name should be mentioned with those guys, you know. He beat Formella, he beat Vargas, and he might beat Granados today. I'm expecting him to beat Granados today. You know, Formella, wasn't really familiar with him until Sean Porter faced him. That was a big win for him to beat him better than the way Sean Porter did. To me, in my opinion, I think that was a good performance. You know what I'm saying? And destroying Samuel Vargas, who's been in there with a lot of the top welterweights. That was good. And I think today, I think he's going to probably beat Granados better than anyone else has beaten him too. So all fights look good, you know. So I'm looking forward to seeing Conor Benn fight. And Katie Taylor, you know, I'm not that familiar with Katie Taylor's opponent today. I'm not familiar with Jennifer Hahn like that. You know, I'm still a bit, you know, learning the women's boxing game, you know, but I have been covering the fights for a bit. So I'm getting better at covering the female boxer fights, but I'm not familiar with Hahn like that. But I just want the same fight that Katie, you know, I want Taylor against Serrano at this point. And hopefully we'll get it at this point because a lot of people are talking about it now, especially because Serrano was just fighting this past week. So a lot of people are aware of it now. A lot of people are demanding the fight now. And I think the fight should be made at this point. You know, that's the big female boxing fight that needs to happen right now. All right. It's not off topic. Usyk and Joshua, I've been really meaning to do videos on this fight because it's time. It's the next big fight that's coming, and it's time to really discuss it. In fact, I was actually watching a little bit of Joshua early this morning. I was almost close to jumping on live this morning because now I'm starting to pay attention. I'm getting ready to start, you know, breaking down and doing film study up to 2 because I want to do a breakdown video really soon. I'm not going to wait until the week of the fight to do content on that fight. I'm going to start doing videos earlier like I used to do on that fight because there's several things I want to talk about. I do want to obviously do the breakdown, but I want to talk about what ifs. I don't think this fight, as big of a fight as it is, because you got a top 10 pound for pound fighter, the last undisputed cruiserweight champion in Usyk, who's undefeated still, had a couple fights in heavyweight, and then you have the reigning unified champion in Anthony Joshua. Took his loss, but was able to return and get the titles back. And I think he's just developed as a fighter, man, overall. And these videos, I don't know if you've seen Joshua, these videos of Joshua and how slim he is now. I mean, we've seen it leading up to the Andy Ruiz fight, but I think he might even be slimmer in this fight here. He might even be a little slimmer this time around. You know, hopefully, obviously he's preparing to go 12 rounds. He should definitely be preparing to go 15, you know, because he's going to need it against Usyk. You know, Usyk is somewhat of a slow starter at times, but once he get a rhythm going, he's a rhythm type of fighter. And once he get that rhythm going, he's hard to stop once he gets going. So you have to be prepared to fight at a high level later in the fight. Usyk did not always look good. He didn't look good in the Breeders fight earlier. You know, I think Breeders was winning and had a little bit more control in that fight early on. And I also think that who else he fought? even in the fight against Bellew, I thought Bellew was doing better early on, and Usyk is one of those guys that just like to study. He wants to gauge the distance early, he wants to figure you out. And then once he figures you out, that's when he really starts going and just kind of outworks you. I can't wait to see that fight because I think as far as skill set, I don't know if he's the most dangerous opponent. I won't say that. But I think as far as skill set alone, I think he might possibly be the most skilled fighter that Joshua has faced up to this point. All right. I think the disadvantage of Usyk is probably the fact that he's smaller. He's smaller. He's older. And he doesn't have much heavyweight experience as well. Does his power really carry over like that? He was able to stop guys down at cruiserweight. How is that going to affect him at heavy? How is he going to be able to absorb the punches? Joshua, not only is he bigger, but he punches a lot harder than all of these other fighters that Usyk has faced. Plus, he's a lot more accurate than on these fights, especially the heavyweights. You can't compare the heavyweights that Usyk has fought to Anthony Joshua. Breedis and some of the other Marco Hook, some of the other guys he's fought at Cruiser were really, really good, talented fighters. But I think Joshua is just another on a different level, and I think this is going to be a good challenge for him. But if he is to win the fight, and this is one of the few things that I wanted to discuss, if Usyk actually wins this fight, I think we got to really start talking about and mention him as one of not just a pound for pound level, but above that. It's not many undisputed cruiserweights, Evander Holyfield was able to become heavyweight or undisputed at cruiserweight and then go up and become undisputed as a heavyweight. Usyk is going to be one of those guys that if he beats Anthony Joshua, and doesn't mean that he's undisputed because you still got to settle that whole scenario there. But if Usyk is to beat Anthony Joshua, we definitely that's like some real historic shit. All right. And we not only would he be pound for pound, but then we would have to have those discussions on, okay, how high on a pound for pound list is he, number one or number two at that point? I think so. The main event is going to be a little bit Gerardo because we got a few fights before the main event. So it'll be a little bit, I think they're talking about 5 p.m., which is an hour and a half from now. All right. So it's going to be a little bit. But CP says even if he beats AJ, I think he's probably going to lose to Fury. Not so sure if I agree with you with that. Not so sure about that. I would like to see how the fights go before we go there. All right. I always thought that Usyk would be trouble for Fury. All right. I always believed that. But I think after his performance with AJ, it would help me kind of gauge how he would do against Fury. That's if Fury beats Wilder for a third time. I don't want to completely overlook Wilder. I said this in my live stream yesterday. I don't want to completely overlook Wilder because we don't know what Fury is coming in with mentally, all right, in this third fight. All right, hopefully he's not overconfident going in against Wilder because we don't know how effective Wilder and his preparation this time around could really be. We just don't know. We can't sleep on him. Gerardo, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate the support, man. It's a damn shame we're not getting Joshua Fury. I mean, it is what it is, but I wasn't surprised. This is why I wasn't making content on those two fighting. I wasn't making content. You guys were here. I was not making any content on Joshua and Fury because I didn't believe in it. I didn't believe in it. I didn't think it would be that easy to get undisputed at heavyweight. I don't trust boxing. I just don't trust the sport. It's unfortunate that I have to say that, but I don't. And when it comes to undisputed at heavyweight, especially at heavyweight in a division where we consistently don't get what we deserve as boxing fans. I don't think it's going to be that easy, especially when there's contracts involved with fights that was supposed to happen. You know, Fury was contractually obligated to fight Deontay Wilder for a third time. It's what they agreed on from the beginning, and it didn't work. It didn't work out. You know, anything can happen in boxing. Yeah. Give me a second. I just want to get a glass of water real quick. Give me 2 seconds, guys. So yeah, I mean, everyone's still kind of addressing this. Everybody's still discussing the whole thing with Oscar Valdez this week. You know, I've made a couple videos about it. I mean, I'm pretty much done with it. I don't think there's much left to say about it. You know, they're gonna move forward with everything. Oscar Valdez will not be getting stripped. The WBC backs him, and he's gonna be fighting for his title next week. And it is what it is. You know, it doesn't really matter what the people feel. I know a lot of people are outraged. There's others that's defending him and slandering other fighters that has tested positive or did anything wrong. Karma, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you. But yeah, it is what it is. You know, I think I see that Tim Bradley has spoken publicly about it. People really didn't like that because, you know, they feel like he's going to do commentary for the fight. And, you know, you could take it for either way. Like, listen, most people would think that him or Ward would not address it because they're working for Top Rank. I think it was pretty honorable for them to come out and not be biased towards a fighter that they're somewhat in a way working with. And I think it was honorable to address it, you know, because if they were to address this kind of thing, like Ward and Bradley, especially Bradley, has been they've been very vocal about some of the wrongdoings that come with the sport. And they have addressed other fighters that's not part of their network, fighters that are not on ESPN. Same thing with Shakur Stevenson. They were able to come out and say stuff about him, about his last performance. Tim Bradley was, and how it wasn't a good performance. And he is a top ranked fighter, you know. And I think it's good that they've been consistent. You know, they're not going to just talk about PBC fighters or fighters that's on the zone. They're not just playing it safe. I think it's a good thing that they're being open about how they feel, you know. And the people that are criticizing them for doing that, and saying that it's unprofessional. Why is it unprofessional? Is if they're commentators, all right, and these are Hall of Fame type of fighters, former championship level fighters. Why can't they speak on it? I think they should speak on it. If anybody should speak on it, it should be those kind of fighters on that level, you know. Yami says it's hard to be a fan of boxing lately. Yeah, it's really, really hard. You know, I made a video. I've said a couple times in videos, I was like, listen, if you're going to be around for this sport, if you're going to support this sport, you got to support. Well, you don't have to support it, but you got to understand as a boxing fan, you're gonna have to deal with the nonsense, because that's the drama is part of the sport at this point. It's not going anywhere. You know, it is what it is. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. The drama is part of the sport now, and you know, and we kind of just like, listen, we're not gonna get boxing unless we get the drama. You know, and the drama usually stems from things that's outside of the ring. When it comes to the politics and everything, it's part of the sport, you know. And even with the ring, you know, what's going on in the ring, you know, with the judging, the poor judging, it's like it's getting to a point now that the poor people are predicting bullshit scorecards, you know, giving predictions. You know, I do these prediction videos and these breakdowns, and I try to avoid giving breakdowns based on what I think the judges is gonna score, how I think they're gonna score it. You know, I think, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be able to give a breakdown and a prediction based on how I feel the fight is going to go, and not how I feel the way the judges are gonna see it. You know. But sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, when I break down some of these fights, it's in the back of my mind, like, hey, I think the judges is gonna see it this way, you know. Jay Foreman says it's unprofessional to criticize only when it's your favorite fighter. I think it's unprofessional to criticize when you're a commentator. In any way, it's unprofessional if you're not keeping the same energy with everyone. Period. Any other way, if you're just criticizing fighters that you like or that you dislike, or work on specific, you know, that fighters that fight on specific networks or anything like that, I think it's unprofessional, especially if you're on ESPN, where ESPN is solely sports, period. Right? So I think that being that you are a sports broadcaster, even though you have ESPN, you have Top Rank, and you have your own fighters that fight on your network, you still have to cover boxing as a whole, because this is ESPN. This is the worldwide leader in sports. So in that sense, you have to bring up the other fighters on the networks. You have to be fair while you're giving your commentary and your thoughts on a fight. All right. I think you have to be fair across the board if you're doing any kind of commentary, period. You know, I hate when I listen, and this is part of the reason why a lot of people come to YouTube and listen to commentary on here by me and others that are on live right now, because they can't stand listening to the commentary on television. You know, they watch a fight on mute or keep the volume low and watch the fight on television while listening to a YouTuber give live commentary, because the commentary is horrible sometimes. You know, even with the people that are very knowledgeable, some of them are extremely biased, you know, extremely biased. Some of the star fighters, you know, the commentators will just talk about what they're doing or what they're not doing. They're not talking about the other fighter. They're not talking about the less popular fighter. They're not talking about the underdog. You know, they'll completely ignore what the lesser popular fighter is doing. You can hear the bias all the way through, you know. In a type of fight like this, like a Josh Warrington, Mauricio Lara fight, you know, I don't remember what the commentary was like then, but that kind of fight, if you listen, like there's some fights like that are very similar, where you can tell that the commentators are rooting for Josh Warrington. And they'll completely ignore what the other fighter is doing. the punches that are landed by him. And that's unprofessional. It's very unprofessional. No, I agree with you, Jay. I see what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. People in general, but it's people. People are gonna be that way, and people are generally biased in some form or fashion. We all are. Some are a little bit more extreme than others. I'm biased. I have my biases, but I tell you what they are. But I know how to separate the two. I might want a fighter to win, but I also will acknowledge what the other fighter is doing. And I will be honest and tell you who won the fight. It doesn't matter if I predicted this guy or whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm going to tell you how I see it that night. I wanted Manny Pacquiao to win. I don't think he won the fight. I don't think he beat Ugas. I wanted Manny Pacquiao to win. I predicted him to win. I thought it was going to be close. I thought it was a dangerous fight for him, but it is what it is. You get him wrong. That stadium looks pretty cool, though. That stadium looks nice. I like the setup, too. So I think the Conor Benn fight is next. They just showed a promo for it, so I'm expecting that fight to be next. If you're just joining us, we're waiting for the Conor Benn fight to start. All right. Who do you guys have for this fight? Who do you guys have winning this fight? Do you have Lara or Warrington? Who do you guys see winning this fight today? I think Warrington is going to pull it off. He has to fight a very cautious fight, but Tris, I didn't see the entire card because I got on here kind of late. But from the last fight, I know the last fight was pretty good. Do I think the crowd is going to help or hurt Warrington, or it could go either way? I don't want to base it on the card. I think Warrington had the wrong game plan, and he went in there trying to knock out his opponent, and I think he just underestimated his opponent, and that's part of the reason why he lost the first fight. I'm not trying to take anything from Lara because Lara might win again, but I think Warrington's gonna pull it off. Tris has Lara. Karma has Lara. Jermaine Bean has Lara. All right, so Adrian Granados is walking to the ring now. He is walking to the ring now. And Conor Benn will be out momentarily. So if you're just joining us, a lot of people want to see this fight here. I think Conor Benn is going to beat him. My boy, Elite 357. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. That's my brother right there. Like in real life. That's my guy. Appreciate it, bro. Yeah, I have Warrington. No, but you know what? I'm basing it on a fight I think an approach I think he has to take. If you guys saw my breakdown, I basically said that Conor Benn is walking to the ring now. I basically said that Warrington has to fight a smart fight. I think he has the quicker hands. I think he's the better boxer. I just think that he has to lower the amount of punches he throws in his combinations. I think he needs to move a little bit more. He can do that. Step in and out, pick his spots better. It's those 4 or 5 combinations and brawling and exchanging in the pocket. He stayed in the pocket too long, and he paid for it, man. Lara is clearly the bigger puncher. and he totally slept on. He was just fishing for a knockout. He was trying to force the knockout too much, and he paid for it. It is what it is. So I think if he adjusts in this fight, he should win. If not, then, win a decision, by the way. Win a decision, If not, he'll get knocked out again if he's not careful. Or maybe if he's winning and he gets in there and starts feeling himself a little bit and ends up getting caught with a hook or whatever. Lara got power, man. But I think Warrington's going to win a decision. That's my prediction for this fight today. I like Benn, man. I like him, man. I like him. If he is to win today, I think they should step it up a little bit. Not too sure. Let me look him up. Let me see what the rankings are looking like, because I don't know where he's at as far as being up for a big fight. All right. So in the WBC, he's number 11. In the WBA, he's at 12. The IBF, he's at 13. And he's not ranked in the WBO. All right. So there's a lot of people ahead of him. I'm sure if he beats Adrian Granados, that's gonna move him up nicely on some of these, one or two of these, sanctioning bodies here. He'll probably be moved up within the top 10 of the rankings here on all three that he's sanctioned. He's under. But I like Benn, man. He's good. I like him. I like his attitude. I enjoy watching him fight, and he's getting better pretty quickly. I wasn't too sure about him. Like, I guess maybe, I don't know, it's been a couple of years now, but I think whenever it's the first time I saw him, I wasn't that impressed yet, but I'm impressed with him now. I just want to see him. I guess I can't wait to see him fight a durable fighter that knows how, a durable pressure fighter. That's what I want to see. I want to see someone that can take how he does against someone that can take his power and put the pressure on him and force him to fight on his back foot. I want to see that before he steps up to the super elite. Before I start really, like, Adrian Granados walked over the counter, Brent's corner. He's staring him face to face, in his face before the fight starts. I like that. I like that. I like that. I like the intimidation. Let's see. When's the last time Adrian Granados fought? Last time I seen him fight was against, no, I think I seen him after that. Oh, the Robert Easter Jr. robbery. That was a robbery. I remember that fight. Now, I'm not saying Granados won that fight, but I remember there was a judge that gave every single round to Robert Easter Jr. in a very, very competitive fight. I think I might have scored it a draw the night of the fight. All right, but that was the last time I seen him, and that was in 2019, late 2019. That was the last time I seen him fight. He picked up a win against a not so good guy that's 9-33. But that was him coming off of 2 losses. All right, and then he had a draw with a guy named Jose Luis Sanchez. But he lost to Robert Easter and he lost to Danny Garcia. And his last loss before that was all the way back when he lost to Sean Porter. He picked up a few wins in between. But if we really look at his resume, the Amir Imam win was the win that really put him up there, that gave him the recognition. Outside of the win against Imam, and Imam was undefeated at that time, and he was one of the top guys, prospects at that time. There was no other big win now after that. Everybody he fought, he stepped up against, he lost to. All right, here we getting the fight going. Charles Edward Cheese in the building. What's up, bro? Joe Strummer. What's up with everybody that's here? Let's get this fight going. Conor Benn against Adrian Granados. So let's go. Round one. Shout out to everyone that's here, man. Not a big card. It's a Saturday. It's beautiful out. All right. Let's see. So Granados comes around. He starts out by he's moving a lot. Granados is throwing a lot of flurries right now. Doesn't look really comfortable. He looks like he's trying to be evasive right now. Conor's the one that's stalking. He's displaying some good defense while Granados throwing a lot of flurries so far. Conor goes with a big right hand over the top, but he misses. Conor lands a right hand, but Granados turns it pretty well. All right, now we're in the center. Now we're getting some good exchanges between the two. But Granados is still moving to his left. Nice body shot lands for Benn. Benn is landing big shots. Benn got him against the ropes now. Benn is walking down. He's putting the pressure on Granados so far. Just under a minute in the first round. Big left hand misses for Benn. Granados is back on the move. Nice jab lands for Benn. All right. Granados is going to slow down at some point as far as the lateral movement. Benn is throwing nothing but big shots. He's trying to get Granados out of here quickly. All right, he tied up right now. Ref separates the two. Benn is just, he's throwing bombs right now. Not landing many clean ones, though. He's missing for the most part. I think Benn needs to react. I think he's forcing, trying to get the knockout really quick. And Granados doing a good job with his defense so far and staying out of range as well. But he's not really landing anything significant right now. It's just more like he's just trying to survive the rounds. 50 seconds in the first round left, y'all. Nice. I like Granados right now with the he's been doing a good job at and avoiding those big right hand that Conor Benn has been throwing. Let's see how long it lasts. It's only the first round. 30 seconds left in the first round, y'all. It's all been Conor Benn, though. He's in control. Granados is doing, he's moving a lot still. Just keeping that jab out there. Landed a couple to the body. Lands a right hand up top just now. Benn is just trying to land the 1-2, but he can't connect clean with the right hand. He hasn't been able to land with the right hand yet. Nothing big. Things are starting to slow down, starting to look like Granados is going to survive the round. Round one done. Bell rings. Definitely a Conor Benn round, but Granados was doing a lot of moving, you know, and Conor was definitely trying to get him out of there. He came out being really, really aggressive, and Conor did a good job. I mean, what's his name? Granados did a good job at being evasive and stuff, but definitely a Conor Benn round, though, to me. Baltimore Rocks, what's up? Fotex, what's up? Nah, I'm not on the liquor today, man. Not on the liquor today. Yeah, I think Benn is throwing a wild shots arrow because he's just trying to get a first round knockout. Think he needs to set it up better, you know? Not enough jabs were thrown. And he was really predictable that first round, and that's why Granados was able to get away from it so easily. All right. Granados did a lot of lateral movement in that round, moving to his left. All right, so round two. Still giving the first round to Conor Benn, but Granados displayed some good defense that first round. Granados, nice exchange there, and Granados lands a right hand, backs Benn up a little bit. Nice jab to the body lands for Granados. Nice boxing by Granados so far. Benn is a little too anxious. He lands a left hook though up top. So Granados is doing more of the same. Using a lot of movement. Oh, Granados and Benn go into exchange, but Granados goes down, but it's a slip. I didn't see a punch connect neither. Kind of Benn so far is he's a little too reckless. He lands 2 shots to the body though. A little too reckless. I think he needs to calm down and box. Nice defense by Granados. Right hand for the lands to the body by Benn. Halfway through the second round. Granados steps in with a flurry, but it's missing. Benn lands another straight right hand to the body. Those are the shots that's been working for him. He's been landing those pretty consistently. Maybe throw more of those and maybe go back up top after a little bit, you know? We got just over a minute left in the second round. I say the first minute I give to Granados. Second minute I gave to Benn so far in this round. Big throw, big wild right hand misses for Connor Benn again. He's jabbing to the back. He's back to jabbing to the body now. Granados steps in. They get tangled up a little bit. Got to watch for headbutts as well. Oh, nice uppercut on the inside land for Granados. He's been catching contact this round here. It's not an easy round for Benn. I like the head movement of Connor Benn though, but I think at times he's so aggressive. He walks into certain shots. Nice exchange between the two. Nice right hand lands for Benn at the end of the second round. Good, very good competitive round. I think it's a swing round. You know, I think I like what both was doing. I like Granados. I like some of the clean shots he landed there. Benn was landing some shots too, but he missed a lot. Like I like the Granados' defense in that second round. All right, I like his boxing. He seemed more relaxed. He looked more experienced here and that in this fight so far. All right, but Benn definitely won the first round to me. Second round is a toss-up. I like Granados' defense. I like this shots he landed. I'm gonna go with Granados. I'm gonna give Granados that second round. I'm gonna give him that second round. But it's definitely a swing round. If Granados can listen, if Granados can definitely maintain Southpaw Killer, what up? Clarence Peter, what's up? What's up, everyone that's here? Smash that like button. I think if Granados can maintain this boxing that he's doing and moving and his you know his defense here. I wasn't expecting this kind of defense from him, but he's doing a good job right now. And he also landed a right hand just now at the start of the round. Nice shot land. Nice right hand lands for Benn. Even, you know, and Granados is displaying some good hand speed. Even when he's been back against the ropes, he's been showing some good movement, man. Good upper body movement, making Connor miss his shots. And he's been turning with every right hand that Benn has thrown so far. Anyone that's touched him up top, he's turned with every single one. He's displaying some good defense. Benn is showing a little bruising above his left eye there from the right hands he's caught. Not much action so far this round, this third round here. Same kind of fight though. Connor Benn is trying to pressure him. Just having tough time landing clean here. Nice body shot lands for Benn. Adrian Granados is smothering him a little bit. He's making it a dirty. Now he's making it a dirty fight. A lot of smothering in this round so far from Granados. All right, Benn is still coming in, trying to track him down. Shoots a right hand over the top. Doesn't land clean again. And they tie up. A lot of pressure from Benn. Not really effective yet, though. Granados is still holding his ground. 50 seconds left in this third round. Anybody's round so far. Not much. And Conor Benn is starting to slow down. I think he's starting to get it here that he's going to have to set up these shots. He's going to have to set it up. Stop forcing a knockout. It's box here. It's not going to be a quick one. Ooh, see, there we go. There we go. That was the best right hand he landed all fight long. And he's going combinations, got Granados on the ropes. Nice exchange right there. That's what he needs to do. 10 seconds left in the third round. That's exactly what he's been needing to do. He needs to slow down the pace, keep the pressure up, but set up the shots, not be so predictable. That's a Benn round. Good way, good strong way to finish that third round. Yep, set him up exactly. Nice one, Benn. Yep. The twirl, yeah, the twirl he did. He did like a all you can Street Fighter uppercut thing. Yeah, Benn needs to time him. You know, he's forcing the knockdown. You know, he's trying to get a knockout. He needs to box. It's not going to be one of those fights. He wants it to be one of those fights. He needs to work on. He needs to work on setting it up, man. Benn's education today. Well, listen, I'm sure like many of us, you guys heard my thoughts on this fight before the fight. I didn't think Granados would be that much of an upgrade for him, you know, compared to Samuel Vargas and Formella. But we're seeing that he's doing what he has to do. I like the boxing for Granados. I like the defense from him so far. All right, let's just see if he can continue it going. All right, let's go. Fourth round. I have it 2-1 for Conor Benn right now. 2-1. All right, so Benn starts off. He's still stalking Granados here. Granados is still using a lot of lateral movement so far. Not much happening yet. Pace is starting to slow down just a bit. All right, they exchange on the inside. Benn gets in, lands a couple shots to the body. And Benn gets him to the ropes. Nice little exchange. Lands a few shots in there. So far, I got to give it to Benn this round so far. Benn has like a little cut over his left eye, I think. Nice jab lands for Granados. Another jab to the body lands for Granados. And he's still on the move right now. Granados backs him up now. Granados is switching it up, man. Granados is smothering. He'll do a lot of moving, but then there's points where he'll lead, you know, he'll lunge in and just like start smothering Benn and throwing punches on the inside and with his free hand and clinching and stuff like that. He'll switch it up. He got just over a minute left. Nice lead left hook lands for Benn. He throws another one, misses, but now he has Granados on the ropes. Nice. Oh, big right hand lands. And now Granados is pushing him back. Nice combination lands for Conor Benn. Lands a nice left hook to the body, too. Granados is trying to smother him, but now in the pocket, now Conor Benn is doing better work on the inside. He wasn't doing great work on the inside now, but now he's going to Granados' body. And you can tell Granados didn't like that. Granados is starting to feel it. This is what Ben needs to work on. He needs to take advantage of Granados when he's on the inside like that. He needs to keep that going. Throw those combinations to the body. Granados is starting to look less mobile right now. They both trade shots to the body. All right, we're closing out on this fourth round. It's definitely been a big Conor Benn round so far. All right, I have a 3-1 for Conor Benn so far, and he's in control here. Good fight. Think Granados might be hoping that Ben gets tired. Yeah, I mean, that's what happened in the Amir Imam fight. That's how he ended up winning. Excuse me. Good fight so far, though. Good fight. Good fight, man. I'm glad that the fight wasn't like a blowout. I like the fact that this fight is pretty competitive, you know. Ben is definitely in control, though. And I like the inside work Conor Benn was doing that last round too. All right, here we go. 5th round, y'all. This is a 10-rounder. All right, 10 round here, not a 12 round, a 10-round fight here. So Granados back, you know, back to stalking. I'm sorry, Conor Benn is back to stalking Granados. Granados is back to circling around the ring, and Benn is just walking him down. He lands an overhand right, lands a right hand to the body. They go into a nice exchange. A hook lands for Granados. Granados is back on the ropes. But Granados has been on the ropes a lot in this fight, but he's been pretty comfortable there. He leads in with a right to the body, which lands. Another scoring shot for Granados to the body. Nice right and left to the body by Ben. Think he hurts Granados a little bit. All right. Gotta watch for headbutts too. Jab lands to the body by Ben. So far, 5th round, almost halfway through. I have Conor Benn so far up this round. This might be a 10-rounder, man. This might go to the decision, man, the way this is looking. Nice jab lands for Granados. Watch the heads. Watch the heads. They got to watch the heads. A lot of head rubbing by Granados there. Granados back on the move. Ben is trying to track him down. Lands a right to the body. That's what he needs to do too. When I see Ben do something that I haven't seen him do much in this fight. Granados almost lunged in again for a clinch, and Ben was able to step back real quick and shoot a jab and pop his head back. We haven't seen much of that here, but he needs to do that a little bit more often. But he's still on the move. He's still trying to track Granados down. Granados is still moving a lot around the ring. He slowed down at one point, but now he's back to moving a lot around the ring, even with all the body shots he's taken in this fight. He's been very, very mobile consistently. All right, good fight. Good performance for him so far. All right, 5th round over. I'm giving it to Ben still, but it's still competitive. It's still competitive. Granados is making it tough for him, though. This is definitely a fight, a tough fight for Conor Benn. Ben can't do 10 rounds. Well, it's starting to look like it's going to be a 10-round fight, man. I think this is gonna be 10 rounds, man. I don't think this is ending early. Granados haven't really been badly hurt. He's displayed some good defense, and he still looks pretty fresh so far. All right, we're now approaching the second half of this fight here. Let's see how it goes. You never know. Yeah, he's definitely making Conor Benn work. All right. Round 6, y'all. Round 6. Smash that like button if you haven't already. We got 66 viewers. A small crowd tonight. Today, but glad you guys are all tuning into this fight. Definitely hit that like button for me. All right, Benn is back to using that pressure. And he's using that jab more. It's being a little aggressive this round so far. Nice defense by Granados again, though. He's rolling a lot of these punches. A lot of these punches that might be scoring shots are getting rolled and getting turned. But so far, I have to give this round to Conor Benn. The unofficial scorecard, Tony Bellew's scorecard, he's given all 5 rounds to Conor Benn. I gave 1 round to Granados. I think it was the second round I gave to Granados. Every other round gave it to Benn. So Benn is still stalking. Not much is being thrown by either fighter at this point. Granados is back on the ropes. Benn steps in with a 1-2, lands. Now they're fighting in the pocket. Nice combination lands for Conor Benn. Halfway through the 6th round. Nice combination to the body as well. Granados returns fire. I think Granados is just trying to figure it out, because he's coming back in now. He's making a rugged fight. But I don't think he wants to get hit to the body neither. But now he's just leaning forward, coming in, smothering Conor Benn again. He's done this before, but now he's doing a lot of it. And now it looks like he's going back to, he's going back to being on the move. And now Benn is forced to chasing him around again. But this is how he gets better. He needs to learn to cut off the ring a little better, though. Instead of him following him straight, he need to learn to cut off the ring. Nice combination. Nice right hand to the body. I like that. Benn just tracking him down. 10 seconds left in the 6th round. Granados switched southpaw momentarily. All right, round done. Another Conor Benn round for me. The Awoken One, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Yeah, I gave the second round to Granados. I think that was a swing round. So I can see people having that round for Conor Benn as well. Joe Strummer said Granados should be all defense and collect a paycheck. No, I don't think he should be that. I think he's doing a good job. I mean, he's clearly losing a fight to me, but he's making it more of a fight than what I thought it was going to be. I thought I was expecting Conor Benn to stop him, not as early as Samuel Vargas, but I figured he'd have stopped him by now. But it looks like this is going to go to a decision unless something changed, something dramatic changed. But Conor Benn hasn't really been able to hurt Granados like that. Granados steps in, lands a couple shots to the body. Nice right hand lands for Conor Benn. But again, Granados has done a good job and turning these punches. He's still doing it. Granados actually steps in just now, landing an uppercut against Benn. And they're all tied up. Granados is on the floor again. All right, come on, ref. Let him fight. Let's go. Let's go, ref. What's the ref doing here? All right. All right. Oh, boy. All right. Granados lands a few jabs to the body. Now he's coming forward. I want to see some more from Conor Benn, though. I think he's just been throwing the 1-2 continuously. And Granados has done an excellent job in getting out of the way of those shots. It's making it look predictable with Conor Benn. Like a lot of people saying in the comments, Conor Benn needs to fight a little bit smarter. But Granados, you got to give Granados credit. You know, defensively, he's had a pretty good game plan. Joe, can you please stop repeating the same thing over and over again, please, in the comments? I'm drinking on water today. Ben has been exposed for being too wild and sloppy. I wouldn't say exposed because he's still winning the fight pretty clear. I don't think exposed is the right word. You know, it's just that the way Granados is fighting and the kind of defense and movement he's displaying is giving Conor Benn some trouble. You know, and I think that's part of the problem. Conor Benn stands in the middle of the ring and tells Granados to come and fight because Granados is moving around and he's not really doing anything. And now he's taunting Benn. You know, Conor is probably tired of chasing him. You know, it's not on your level of Rigo and Casemiro, but we're getting a little bit of that in this round here. I know it's risky, but Granados needs to land body shots. I mean, he has, but he's been doing more work trying to stay out of danger, you know? Ben should work his hands more and use throwaway punches. Goes for the KO too much. Yeah, I mean, I think he really was trying to get a KO in this fight and not a decision, you know, and that's what happens in these fights, you know? That's exactly what happens. So we're in round 8. It's been all Conor Benn for me. Nice hook lands for Benn. Nice little uppercut on the inside. But no really big shots has landed and been effective for him yet. Granados is back on the move, working behind his jab. A lot of movement from Granados. A lot of slipping too. Good defense. It's just that he's not returning fire that much, you know? He's just kind of surviving, you know? And Benn doesn't really know how to cut the ring off that well. Benn can't cut the ring off. You know, and maybe Benn he probably wasn't really expecting this kind of fight. You know? But this is a fight you're going to learn from because when a guy moves this much, I mean, Granados is moving a lot, y'all. He's moving a lot. He's still throwing punches, though. He's still shooting out a jab, but he's clearly here to survive. He's trying to go the distance, even in defeat. And he's making Conor Benn look bad because of his tactics. And Conor is just now he gets tired of chasing him. But you know what? When Conor is the guy that's coming in and he has his guard down, he has good head movement, because Granados has a decent amount of speed here, and he's slipping the majority of the shots. So shots that Granados is throwing, they're not landing, for the most part. Conor is displaying some good head movement, and that's what I like to see. I just think he's having trouble cutting off the ring here because Granados is not stopped moving. All right. So Benn is getting some work done now. Granados is on the ropes. So he was able to land some shots right there in that flurry. 40 seconds left in the 8th round. Thank you. You're welcome, Only Fights podcast. Thank you for joining us. All right. This 8th round's coming to a close. Not much action in the last couple of rounds. Okay, Benn finally landed a big right hand that pushed Granados back. But Granados is not hurt. Benn lands a right to the body as well. Benn goes for the overhand right. And, listen, Granados pretty much has his style down packed, I think if Benn looks bad in this fight, I think it's because he's just looks very predictable here. It's two things. He looks pretty predictable. He's been throwing the same combination over and over again for a guy that's using a lot of movement, and he just doesn't know how to cut off the ring. He has to figure out how to trap Granados a little better, and these are the fights that's going to make him do that. Yeah, no, Jay Foreman, I totally agree with you. But this is the fight that's going to make him improve as a fighter. You need fights like that, like this here. Again, Conor Benn probably came into this fight thinking that he was going to win by knockout. He definitely went for it in the first few rounds. But he definitely needs to learn, and that's one of the things they got to work on for future fights. For guys you got power, he does have power, and he is very explosive, and he has to understand that not every fighter is going to walk in and make it easy for him. Like guys like Samuel Vargas, some of it you're going to have to work for, and Granados is making him work. Now, Granados is not winning the fight, but he's making it work. Granados lands a few shots up top so far in the beginning of this 9th round. But Benn lands a nice right hand to the body. Granados is being very tricky. And, at times he goes from southpaw to orthodox. He's switching his stance throughout the fight. He's being very tricky, and he's moving a lot. So, but it's hard. It's hard. Listen, we say that he needs to switch it up, but it's hard when a guy is moving as much as Granados. Like Granados is really moving a lot, man. If you guys can see, if you're not seeing it, just know that Granados is moving a lot here. And he's not switching it up himself no more. Before he would step in and exchange a little bit in the pocket. He's not even doing that anymore. He's just straight moving. I think he's just trying to survive the fight. He got this far. I don't think he's looking to get stopped late. Yeah, Ben is landing a little bit more. All right, but he's being forced to move his feet in order to keep up with Granados. He ain't sitting down on those punches like he normally does. And this is not like a stationary target. We have 45 seconds left in the 9th round. All Conor Benn, by the way. Still all Conor Benn. Granados back in southpaw. Nice right hand, nice left lands for Benn, and Granados is right back on the move. Fight's kind of boring, though. I'm not gonna lie. The fight is boring, a little boring. I would have liked to see a little bit more of a Granados that was trying to win the fight instead of just trying to survive. You know, Granados is landing shots, but nothing with power. He's just trying to remain safe. 9th round done. One more round to go. Yeah, Granados is moving well, but losing the fight. Absolutely. Granados is not here to fight. Yeah, he's here to survive. Oh, look at Adi from YouTube covering the fight. He's in the back room right now. That's what's up, man. Good for him. He has a good YouTube channel. Very good YouTube channel. One of the better ones out there. I don't think Conor Benn is overhyped though. I don't know how people view him in the UK, but here in America, not people, he's not this. It's not someone that people bring up. Here in America, I have no one ever brings up Conor Benn. Only a few channels do. I don't think he's overhyped though. I think he's getting the enough attention. Plus, he's a son of a legend. So I think that comes with the game. But I think he's legit. I think he's still learning though. He's clearly still learning. He's young, and he's still learning. He's still learning. How old is Conor Benn? Conor Benn is he's 24 years old. There's plenty of room. This is his first. I don't know if it's his first, but he's fighting someone with a lot of experience, and he's fighting someone that's moving a lot. He's only 24. He has time to improve, and this is one of the fights he needs to improve from. Not all of these guys are going to stand right in front of you. All right, we're in the final round here. Just a minute into the little over a minute in the 10th round, final round. Adrian Granados is coming forward now. He's throwing shots. Didn't land anything big. I'm surprised no one got a bad cut from that headbutt here. I've seen their heads kind of clash a few times in this fight. No major clashes, though. Halfway through the 10th round, Adrian Granados is back on the move. Benn lands a right hand, but again, a lot of these punches, a lot of these big shots that he's landed were turned well by Granados. Clear fight for Conor Benn, though. Clear fight. Yeah, definitely. D Lang, thank you. Hit that like button for sure. Hit that like button. Appreciate it. Dream fight, Benn versus Eubanks Jr. It would be a great fight if they were around the same size. Eubank is much bigger than Conor Benn, though. Conor Benn is not even a big welterweight. Eubank is a bigger middleweight. A guy that fought at 168. Granados is just running now. He's taunting Benn. He's not here to fight. He's here to side. But they get into an exchange, and they both landed some big shots here. And Conor Benn is screaming, come on, let's fight. All right. It's too late for this now. All right. Good fight. All right. Whatever. It goes the distance, man. It's a crowd booing. What's happening over there? Clear win for Conor Benn, though. Clear win for him. This fight doesn't expose you. You get exposed when we see you get hurt, you get rocked, you get knocked down. You know, you're getting beat up by a guy that we all expected you to beat. But Granados made it a tough fight because of the way he was fighting. He was trying to survive. He wasn't here to win. He was here to survive. I can't see Granados getting any more than 2 rounds. You know, 1 or 2 rounds. I think there was a later round. I don't know if it was a 9th or 8th that I think was pretty close. I gave the second round to Granados, but I think we're going to get scorecards are going to be looking like 100 to 99. You know, 99 or not 100 to 99. I think we'll get like 99, 91 cards, 98, 92 cards, maybe 100 to 99 or 90 in there. You know, but no more than 2. I've never seen him do. I don't remember seeing Granados move this much in a fight. Nah. You know, I remember him fighting Sean Porter, and I remember him moving. Yeah, let me not say I've never seen it because I don't remember his fights that well. You know, I don't remember from the nights that I've seen him. You know, I remember seeing the Amir Imam fight. I remember seeing the Sean Porter fight. I remember seeing the Robbie Easter fight. I don't remember how well he moved and what the strategy. I know Amir Imam, he was taking a lot of punishment. He got hurt. And then when Amir Imam slowed down, he took over and was being very aggressive. I know in the Sean Porter fight, and it was moments where he was being very aggressive and going to war with Porter. 100 to 90, 99, 91. Oh, 97, 93. So there was a judge in there that gave Granados 3 rounds. So there was a judge that gave all rounds to Benn, a judge in there that gave a round to Granados, and a judge that gave 3 rounds to Granados. Clear win for that, though. I don't think Granados won any more than 2. All right. No robbery though. Granados never clearly won a round to me. Who does Benn call out? We'll see. Joe Strummer has it as a draw. I don't really see how. All right, so they're showing a promo now for Joshua Usyk. I don't think they're interviewing Conor Benn. They're showing a preview for Joshua. So I guess we're not going to get that interview. Sorry, guys. Benn should have stopped him. I agree, but I wasn't expecting Granados to move around that much. He moved around a lot. It was kind of disappointing, but I think if Granados fought him straight up, I think he would have been stopped. Joshua and Usyk doesn't have much hype, and I don't think it's because of the quality of the fight. I think it's because we almost got undisputed, and I think people are just uninterested in what we're getting. People don't want Fury and Wilder 3, and people don't want Joshua and Usyk like that. You know, I like the Usyk fight. I do like it, but I wanted the Fury fight. You know, and obviously there's not much buzz for Wilder and Fury. I think just people are just not buzzing for it, man. It's not the same thing, you know. Oh, they're interviewing Conor Benn. Hold on. Give me a second. He said he was frustrated. He figured the 2 would come out like Mack trucks. I expected it to be that kind of fight too. So Mexican doesn't want to exchange. Says, was it a harder fight? He's asking his coach. Was it a harder fight than anticipated? They said Granados normally comes in and engages. I thought that's what he was gonna get. I mean, look, it's an learning experience, you know. He's saying he wants a headline. He loves the support. Eddie Hearn is there now. Yeah, Eddie Hearn is saying that Conor needs to do round. He needs to do rounds. Conor came out a little wild, which he did. He was definitely wild early on. All right, they didn't ask him who he's looking for next or any of that. All right, they just talked about this fight here, and that's it. All right. So I believe the Katie Taylor fight is up next. Katie Taylor is up next against Jennifer Hahn. Adrian Broner, I mean, I don't really see the fight happening. I think they can use Broner with so many other fights over there in the PBC. I would actually expect Broner against Thurman before we got a Conor Benn against Broner. You know, I think Broner in his last performances showed that at this point, they're just saving him and his name for someone that will be useful for one of their fighters, not a Conor Benn. They're not going to feed him over to Matchroom. You know, it doesn't matter how much money they throw at Broner. They're going to feed him for a Danny Garcia type, you know, or a Keith Thurman, one of those welterweights that he hasn't fought yet, you know, that is coming off of losses, but still have a name. I can't see Broner. If we're talking Broner, I can't see Broner getting in there with one of these guys. You know, they're not going to just feed him to one of these guys. It's not going to happen. Yeah, Hearn says that, but Hearn tries to make a lot of fights, and he'll throw the names out there. Not only does it promote his fighter, but it doesn't mean that Al Heyman is going to agree with that fight. That fight there is beneficial for Conor Benn, not really for Broner. You know? You know, and besides, if they're going to feed Broner to him, why not feed him to Ennis? Now, I'm sure there's be a lot more money thrown at offer to Broner if he were to fight Conor Benn over John Ennis, but it's not always about the money. It's not always about the money. It's always trying to keep things in-house first. You know, that's the priority there, keeping things in-house. So I think they can feed Broner over to somebody like, let's get him in there with Thurman. Let's get in there with Danny Garcia, somebody that we still can use in order to sell a fight, you know, or force a ridiculous pay-per-view, which Broner is not a pay-per-view fighter to me at all. You know? All right, so Katie Taylor, Jennifer Hahn already entered the ring. Katie Taylor is now doing her ring walk. And let me get some water before this fight begins. Give me a second. Matter of fact, I want some juice. Oh man. All right. What's happening, y'all? I want to see Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano fight. But you know what? Everyone's talking about it now. So I think we might really actually get it at this point. I think we might really get it now. And this is wasting his time at PBC. Boost Cam to get a big fight on PBC. I mean, it's still too early to call, man. It's still too early. I know he's been around for a minute, but he wasn't always with the PBC directly. He's been fighting on Showtime. Southpaw Killer says, I like Katie, but she ain't the GOAT. It's debatable. They're the two best in the world right now, though. I do like Katie a lot, though. I like them both. I know it's early, but Boots looks so impressive and like the real deal. I agree. And I think, I think he'll be able to beat all these guys if he stick around at welterweight at some point. I think he's going to be better than them all. I know it's really too early, too. I agree with you. But if he can continue to cut weight and make 147, I don't know how long he's going to be able to do it. But if he's able to do it for some time now, that size that he has, that height, that reach, and those crazy Roy Jones kind of like reflexes that he has, he's going to be a problem. He could do a little bit of it all, Trish says, never really seen Katie fight. Katie can box. Really good, man. Really, really good. Katie can box. Very good. Southpaw Cullen, my bad. I think you did ask me that earlier. My most anticipated fight left this year. Good question. You know what? Let me pull up the schedule. Out of all of the fights, let's pull up the schedule real quick. Out of all of the fights, I would probably say off top, I'm gonna probably go with. I'm gonna go with Sean Porter and Terrence Crawford if it actually happens. Definitely. I mean, I know that's not scheduled yet. I know they got to work out the purse bid, and I still don't believe the fight will happen. So I'm going to say right now, I'm going to give you a top 5, right? I'm going to give y'all a top 5 real quick. I'm going to try to before this fight starts. All right, top 5, I'm going to say Fulton against Figueroa. That's up there for me. Porter against Bud. That's up there. I'm gonna say Wilder against Fury 3. Also Joshua against Usyk. That's 4. And then one last one. I'm gonna say Herring against Stevenson. Oh, you know what? I want to see Canelo and Plant more than Herring against Stevenson. Damn, that's actually kind of debatable. All right, we'll talk more about this in a minute. We're in the first round. We got Katie Taylor against Jennifer Hahn. Let's go. Katie Taylor is undisputed. Remember that. So Katie right now is being the aggressor. All right. Hannah's caught her with a couple shots coming in, but Katie's landed more so far. Halfway through the first round. Remember, this is a 10-rounder. This is 2-minute rounds. Hannah's doing a good job keeping Katie at range so far, and she's moving a lot. Katie steps in, lands the right hand. Nice left hook lands for Katie. 40 seconds in the first round left. Katie steps in, lands a combination. Hannah's doing a good job keeping Katie out of range. She's moving well, and she's setting up the shots pretty good so far. Katie hasn't really gotten off much here. Nice round. Nice round. I'm gonna give that round to Han. A feeling out round though, not much action, but I like that. I like what Han was doing. Yeah, Bud versus Porter is definitely not my number one, you know, out of all the fights that's coming up. But I do really like Stevenson against Herring, and I also really like Figueroa against Fulton. All right. I like those fights. I would say Canelo and Plant. I'm saying Canelo and Plant because of it being undisputed. But I don't really think Plant got anything for Canelo, man. I think Plant is going to get destroyed. You know? Oh, Estrada against Chocolatito 3. I forgot about that one. That's another one, which, you know, I personally think Chocolatito got robbed in the last one. You know, just my opinion. Katie steps in, lands a nice combination up top. Katie's starting to be a little bit more aggressive, and Han is starting to move a lot more. Katie steps in, lands a left hook. Katie's stepping up the pressure a little bit. But Han is doing a good job. She's feinting. She's keeping that jab out there. And she's doing a good job timing Katie as she steps in at times. But Han is moving. She's moving laterally well. She's keeping that jab out there. Landed another jab right there. Katie's just trying to time her. Good boxing for Han so far. Nice combination by Han. Han is boxing pretty well. Katie slowed down as far as the pressure. Katie lands a jab there, though. 20 seconds left in this second round here. I like Han in this round too. Katie steps in, throws a combination, all slipped by Han. Good defense by Han, man. Round 2 is done. I'm gonna give that round to Han. I don't think Katie's doing enough right now. I think she started out doing a lot, and then Han was displaying good defense, and she landed more shots. I think the first round was a little bit more debated. I like the second round for Han. Anybody's fight. It's still early. Showing Josh Warrington in the locker room, getting them gloves going. Make sure you guys smash that like button. If you're just joining us, hit that like button. Hit that thumbs up if you haven't already. All right, round 3, y'all. All right, let's go. Khan lands a shot to the body. Katie steps in, lands a nice 1-2. Lands a jab as well. All right. Katie got to mix it up a little bit more. She got to put the pressure on Han a little bit. Han is going to just keep trying to stay out of range and move. Katie has to be more physical. She's starting to be this 3rd round, though. She lands a hook to the body. Lands a hook up top. Combination. Han is trying to hold on to her now. Katie's hitting her in the clinch with that free hand. The ref is starting to let them fight it out a little bit more. Katie's being really aggressive this round now. Hook lands for Katie. It's been all Katie so far this 3rd round. Nice combination for Katie lands. Nice pressure from Katie this round. Effective pressure, too. She's landing here. She's beating Han to the punch. Han is still trying to move and time Katie, but she's been getting she hasn't been really landing this round. She landed a right hand there and a hook. But it's all been Katie round. Definitely Katie round here. 3rd round is coming to an end. They're just tied up right there, not doing anything. 3rd round's done. Give that round to Katie. Clear round for Katie. Douglas got a 2-1 Katie. I got it 1-2 or 2-1 for Han right now. Oh, McCaskill's in the interviewing her now. Definitely Taylor's round. Absolutely. Yeah. She's definitely been turning the shots. Nah, I don't want to see Clarissa versus Katie. All right, round 4, y'all. Han comes out, shoots a jab. Now Han is letting her hands go a little bit more. Let's see what she do this round. Gave the last round for Taylor. The clearest round of the fight so far, last round. Jab lands to the body by Han. Another jab up top lands for Han. Katie steps in, lands a flurry. Whoa, nice hook lands for Katie right there in exchange between both. Another one. Katie steps in, lands a combination again. Han lands a jab to the body. Just under a minute left in this round. They step in. Watch the heads. Watch the heads. Oh, nice 1-2 lands for Taylor. That was one of the cleanest right hands she landed so far. Taylor lands to the body. 30 seconds left. 4th round. Katie's starting to use the ring a little bit more now. It's making Taylor come, making Han come after her a little bit more. Jab lands for Han. They tie up again. Both hitting each other in the back of the head. We've been getting a lot of that too. A lot of that. More from Katie. But Katie's been trying to be physical with her. I'm giving that round to Katie. I have a draw right now. I gave 2 rounds to Katie, and I gave 2 rounds to Han. I think Han started better. But I think those 2 rounds were kind of debatable. I think second round was definitely Han. I think the first one was a swing round. So I don't know how the judges can have it. All right, we're going into the 5th round. No, Han is definitely not being hurt. Han is fine. She's not hurt. She hasn't shown any signs of being hurt. Neither has Katie. All right, we're in the 5th round now. Left hook blocked by Han. I gotta watch their heads, when they kind of gotta watch the heads, and they both be coming in with the heads sometimes, and the rabbit punches as well. All right, this round's a clinch fest so far. Katie comes in, lands a combination, nothing landed clean, and now we are getting tied up. Katie's trying to hit her to the body with the free hand. Ref breaks him up. A lot of clinch in this round. Not effective punch in this round from neither so far. Han steps in with the 1-2, misses. Katie slipping the shots. Katie gets her in on the inside a little bit while they tied up. Ref keeps stepping in and separating the two. Han lands a jab to the body. Katie lands a right hand up top. Kind of on the back of the ear. Katie lands a hook, and then there's a little exchange. You got to watch out. They're both coming in with their heads a lot. 20 seconds left in the 5th round. Nice check left hook lands for Katie there. Jab lands for Katie. Right hand lands for Katie. She's been catching Han his last few seconds here in the round. Nice jab lands for Katie. Ends the round. Katie finished strong the last 30 seconds or so. Most of the round was a clinch fest. Han didn't really get off there in that round. Giving it another round for Katie. I have a 3-2 for Katie. What do you guys have? It 3-2 for Katie, 4-1 for Katie. I mean, I addressed this yesterday. I'm cool with the 2 rounds. In a fight like this right now, though, there's gonna be certain fights where it's a high level, high paced fight, and I feel like they can use another minute. I say overall 2 minutes is fine, but I think sometimes when we watch fights on a very elite level, I think they should get 3. Maybe they should do a thing where it's 3-minute rounds for a championship fights. Because these girls can definitely fight for 3 minutes. I think the 2 minutes is too soon for these fights like this one, But I'm gonna stand with 2 minutes, But if they were to change it, I would like it to be changed for the super elite fighters to 3, if they are gonna change it. You know how MMA fights, championship fights, or the main event fight in the UFC are like they're 3 minutes and then they're 5 minutes, 5-minute rounds. So it may vary depending on who's fighting. But these rounds so far seem to be too quick. You know, we're in the 6th round. And sometimes I think being that it's only 2 minutes, it kind of throws off the momentum a little bit, you know, because sometimes it takes a minute and a half for a round to really get going, like the last round. Like Katie got going in the last 30 seconds of that round. If she had a little bit more time, maybe she would have more, you know, be a little bit more dominant, or maybe Han would have more time to come back. You know, you never know. Katie's boxing well this round. I know I'm doing a lot of talking here, but I am watching a fight, and I like what Katie's doing in this this round here. 30 seconds left in the 6th round. $17 seconds left. Nice combination. One to the body for Katie, one up top. Katie's doing a better work right now. Katie looks like she has the better. She seems to be in a different gear. You know, Han is still there. She's still there, but she's not winning. You know, she's still there. But Katie is still fighting at a high pace, where Han, I feel she's slowing down a little bit. And I think the clinching is not really helpful for her. So they're showing Josh Warrington right now. He's warming up in his locker room. He's getting ready to come out. The next fight is just the main event of tonight. They said that the Josh Warrington fight was scheduled for 5 p.m., which is right now. Excuse me. I really don't believe that they expected Conor Benn and Adrian Granados to go 10 rounds. You know? But I have Katie Taylor winning every round since the 2nd round. I gave the 2nd round, the 2nd and 1st to Han, but it's been all Katie for me. I have it 4-2 for Katie. All right. So we're in round 7 of a 10-rounder here. Championship fight. Katie lands a nice combination. Han lands a nice jab up top. All right. Nice hook lands for Katie. Han is starting to be a little bit more aggressive here. So I think there's some sort of urgency. She's being more physical, and she looks to be frustrated with the holding. Okay, so Han is definitely, her approach is different. She's definitely throwing a lot more. She's being a lot more aggressive. And she probably feels like she needs to do more at this point, which she does, in my opinion. Katie, got to watch with those punches on the back of the head. You got to watch those. Ref should have warned her right there. They tied up. Katie is throwing punches to the body. Ref warns Han to stop pushing her head down. Nice left hook lands for Katie. More punching on the back of the head. Ref got to give her a warning. Han definitely changed, though. She came out more aggressive. And now it's been all Katie the last minute. Han lands a jab. Katie lands a hook. Catches Han stepping in. Round done. Got it for Katie again. $20,000 crowd. That's crazy. There's 20,000 people there. That's crazy. That's a lot of people. Showing Lara warming up. He looks in great shape. I actually didn't see the weigh-in. I saw like the thumbnail for a video. It was showing him, you know, I think there was a little shoving match between the two. But they both look in great shape, you know. They're showing Josh in his locker room dancing around. He looks very confident, you know. Doesn't look nervous. So see how he looks in the fight. Roland Curtis, thank you for the donation. Says, yes, yesterday you said that it would be unfair to decide the length of rounds in female boxing based on one fight, but men's boxing changed based on one fight. Let me read that again. Yesterday, I said that it would be unfair to decide the length of rounds in female boxing based on one fight, but men's boxing has changed based on one fight. And which fight is that? Which fight is that? And I was saying that in regards to the Zepeda and her passing. Rest in peace to her. But I was responding to that question. You know, should they still? I believe the question was should they make it 3 minutes based on that one fight, the outcome of that fight, the fact that she passed. And no, I don't think that they should change it based on that one fight. You know, I don't think that one fight should be the one thing. Like, I think that's a separate thing. That's what I said yesterday. I think that's a separate thing. I think her passing is a separate thing. You know, adding an extra minute may be more dangerous because you're fighting for longer. Yes. So in that sense, I understand. Yes, it's even more dangerous for fighting for more amount of time. But, you know, at the same time, if women are trying to make it as equal, Han went down, but I wasn't sure. I didn't see a clean shot land. Maybe one did. I didn't see it. They were exchanging and they were fighting very physical, but I didn't see the shot that dropped her, to be honest. All right. Roland, thank you again. Ray Mancini against Duck Cool. I'm not sure. So you're going to have to give me a history lesson in the comment. Yeah, how do y'all feel in the comments? Because I was basically reading, responding to Roland, but I didn't see the knockdown, and they're not replaying it. Was it a clean knockdown? Oh, they're showing it now. All right, hold on. Katie did land a combination. There was a punch that landed. There was a right hand that landed. All right. It might have been a balance thing, but there was a right hand that landed in that flurry that Taylor threw. We're in the 9th round now, and I still have every round for Katie since the second round. Katie is putting a lot of pressure on her. Oh, they changed it from the 15 rounds to 12 rounds. That was the fight that did it. Well, if anything, because of what happened to Zepeda the other day, why would they make it to 3 rounds? You know, because of that incident. You know, that's the thing. And I think that was the question that was asked yesterday. And my reaction was maybe that fight wouldn't do it. I mean, I don't know, because I don't know what's stronger. I don't know if women want things to be more equal. So I think in their argument, they're looking at it, well, men can fight for 3 minutes. Why can't we? You know, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I don't know where they're going to go with that. I think down the line, it's very possible they may do it, but maybe they won't, because it'll be more dangerous for women. But women are looking at it like, why can't we have it? You know, I don't know. I would love to hear I would love to hear an elite pro female boxer explain her stance on why it should be 3 minutes. Maybe that will sway my opinion on it. Because I feel like it's not really my place. Like, I can have an opinion, and I do think the 2 minutes are fine. I've said that I do believe that the 2 minutes are fine. Me watching enough of these, I think 2 minutes is fine. But I also understand that women might want things, and they're coming from a different stance than me, because I'm a male. I don't know. I don't know how they feel about it. At the same time, they also what I will say is that women want to be paid more. Women want equal pay. They want to be paid the money that men are being paid. And my thing is, okay, but you got to understand, you got to bring the money in. And I've talked about this before. I talked about this with boxing, female boxing. I also talked about this with the WNBA. I am a big basketball fan, so I don't watch the WNBA. I'm just not really interested in it. Because it's a different sport completely to me. And let me tell you something. A lot of those WNBA players want the money that the NBA players are getting, but it's just not as marketable. People are not going to the games, spending the kind of money to watch the females play. Unfortunately, they're not. It's a business at the end of the day. If you can bring that kind of money to the table, then you can get paid the tens of millions of dollars that some of these top fighters are getting paid. But if you can't do it, if you can't sell out an arena as a female boxer or a female athlete in any kind of sport, whatever it is that you do, some certain females that compete in certain sports they're more popular in doing, But at the end of the day, it's all about making money. If someone like Clarissa Shields, she's been a big advocate for that. If she wants to get paid more, she has to draw people in more. She has to do it. And I always say, I have to say this. There needs to be more women in support of women boxers or the WNBA women players. Are there women going to these WNBA games or to these boxing matches? No, there's still more men that goes and support these sports with women. You have women that like to watch the men play or the men fight. They still want to see the men do it. So I know they can bring it and make it seem like it's just, a sexist thing, like, it's not fair, it's not equal, yada, yada, yada. But where are the women? Is there lines of women going to these games? Are they going to these events? There's not lines of them going. There's more men at these events that's supporting. Have you been to a WNBA? I've only been to one, but when I went, a lot of the women that were there were with their partner, their husband or whoever, their boyfriend or whatever. There were majority more men that goes. There's not more females that attend these games. So stop making it. I think they should stop making it about men. Don't make it about men. Why aren't more women going? You know why? They're not going because they're not as interested. When it comes to boxing, the women are more interested in the Deontay Wilders of the world, the Errol Spencers, the Terrence Crawfords, the Anthony Joshua's, the fighters, the male fighters. They're more into it because they're into it. You can't control what people like. People like what they want to like. I would love for women to get paid as much, but I understand that it has to it needs to make sense financially. You just can't just give them the same money. Like, okay, this top fighter made this much, so you got to get the same too. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. You gotta draw on the money. You're not gonna just get paid for what you accomplish. You have to draw in the money. I think at some point, like, I like the direction. The fight is over. I like the direction that female boxing is going, though, because it's definitely growing, and sometimes they're at the top of these they're co-main events to a lot of these cards now. I think is great. All right, so I'm going to scorecards now. Unanimous. 189, all three for Katie. 189, y'all. I gave Han 2 rounds. I gave her the first 2. I gave her the first 2. I mean, what are we saying, though? Maybe promote more. Honestly, I don't think majority of boxing fights are promoted enough. And I'm speaking from the females and the males. I'm talking about the men and women. They're not promoted enough, period. The majority of these fights are not being promoted enough. Look at Wilder and Fury right now. Just look at their third fight that's coming up. I don't even think they're getting promoted that well. I don't think they get promoted that well. Who's talking about that fight? I don't even think Joshua and Usyk getting promoted like that. I think once Joshua and Fury fell apart, no one cared about Wilder and Fury 3. No one cared about Usyk and Joshua like that. And Usyk and Joshua is a good fight. Usyk is, like, again, I said this earlier in the video, Usyk might be the most skilled fighter that Joshua has faced at this point. You could say Klitschko, but at least, Usyk is much younger and fresher than Klitschko was. Klitschko had to come back out of being out of the ring for a couple years. But this fight is not getting promoted that much. At least not here in America, it isn't. What's up, Arlette? What's going on? Yeah, I made it well. I hope you're doing okay too. For the most part, at least people here in Harlem, I don't think people got hit too hard over here. I was here when it was going down, and it wasn't too bad on my end. But everybody that I know was out in Queens. Queens got hit really, really bad. Everybody I know in Queens got lost a lot over there. So depending on what part of Queens you're from. Yeah, I think it's not just. I think people like to just target. Okay, the women are not getting promoted enough. All right, but let's look at boxing as a whole. Let's look at everybody else that's fighting outside of just the women that are fighting. The majority of the boxers in this sport, period, are not getting promoted enough. Jaron Ennis, who's a potential future superstar, I don't think he gets promoted enough. Look at his promotion in comparison to Virgil Ortiz. Virgil Ortiz is getting promoted way more than Jaron Ennis. Roland says, I agree. I would like to hear Shields, Serrano, Estrada, Bridges, and Taylor's comments on the death of Zepeda's death. I can only ask male YouTube boxers because there are 0 female boxing YouTubers. Definitely not 0. There's a few of them out there. There's a few panels out there. There's not many of them, but there's been some female boxing channels out there. Not many. I can't name many off the top. I kind of gotta think of them. Maybe I could come back with that answer later. But there are YouTube female channels out there. There are. Lady Chan is one. Yes. Ring IQ covers female boxing better than anybody. So yes, you definitely got to add him. Lady Chan, I just started listening to probably a couple months ago. I followed her, but Lady Chan definitely covers a lot of. I don't think she covers the female boxing channels like that. You definitely have what's the name? Damn. What's the other female? Jesus Christ. I feel I'm gonna get killed because you just put me on the spot. Because there's a few channels I do follow, but they don't cover strictly female boxing. They don't. I have to be honest. I have to be honest. They don't, there's no female channel boxing that covers it better than Ring IQ. Ring IQ is the best female boxing channel out there. That's it. He's the only one that covers it hardcore. He's the only one. He covers it just as much as the males. So that's it. I mean, I listen to him for that. He's the best of the business. And he does all of the interviews too. You know, some of the other channels do it, but we all do it casually, you know. But again, that goes to my point. Like, women gotta want it more than we do. You know, people are always talking about the other gender and what they're not doing, but when men do cover it, and I do feel like they go to the female athlete events more than the females do. You know, it is what it is. Good point though, but you caught me on the spot there because I know I subscribe to some female channels, but I can't think of all of them like off top right now. But shout out to Ring IQ because he covers it better than anyone. I mean, I've learned a lot from listening to him, especially when it comes to he covers a female. I basically listen to him from one of the main reasons why I still listen to him mainly is because he covers the females very well, you know, and he has great content overall. He has great content. He has a great channel. All right, so Josh Warrington is coming out to the ring right now. All right. What's up, Aaron? Yeah, definitely hit that like button for me. Hit that like, hit that thumbs up. All right, so before this fight goes down, since everybody's here, who do we got winning this fight? All right. Who do we have? What's your predictions and how? I have Warrington winning by decision. I think he's gonna box better. And I think he's going to win on points. That's my prediction. What's your prediction? Let me know in the comments right now who wins this fight today. I know earlier I did it. Was few people here. Most people was picking Lara to win. Lara again. Rob says Josh by KO in the 10th round. Okay. I haven't saw that yet today. All right. Who else? Just y'all four? What do you guys got? I know. Let's hear some predictions. Joe, thank you for the donation. Thank you. Just supporting the channel, brother. Come on, Josh. Arlette says if it goes to distance, Warrington, but I got Lara by KO. Even Michelle Joy Phelps and Helen Yee don't cover female boxing. Don't only Ring IQ, but he is a man like you. We want to ask women about this because it's about them. Well, we don't need to ask them because people are going to like what they like. So when that question is brought up by the fighters, like a Clarissa Shield or whoever is making that point, or Amanda Serrano or whoever it is, when they're asked, the people that's doing the interview needs to reply with that and tell them, like, listen, well, why aren't more females supporting female athletes? Why are they not going to these events? And it's not And the answer is simple. They're just not interested. They have to be interested. Jermaine Bean, thank you for the donation, bro. They have to be interested. If they're not interested, you can't force them to be it. They gotta want to do it for themselves. People are into what they are into, and I wish people would just keep it real. You know, you would get more support if people were interested, but they're not interested. They want to see the guys fight. They want to see the guys dribble the ball more. They want to see that. You know, it's not discrimination. It's just that's what people are into. You know. And another thing with female boxing for now, it's getting better. All right. But I said this before, but sometimes it's not enough yet. It's getting better, but it's not enough yet at the very super elite level. So that's why some of these fighters will go in there and dominate a lot of other fighters. It was very quickly for these fighters to become undisputed. You know, look how long it takes for other divisions, like other, you know, in the male divisions. It's not as easy, except the smaller division, and not even them. You know, but it was very quick for these females to become undisputed because there's not a lot of opposition out there. You know, if you go outside of the top 10, sometimes even the top 5, there's a gap in talent. It is what it is. You know, there's not hundreds or maybe even thousands of pro boxers in each division. In the female boxing, you know, it's probably less than 100 in almost every single one of them. So there's not many options out there, but it'll improve. We just got to let it improve and let the time come. Just keep building it. Josh is coming to the ring, y'all. They just got to let it come. It'll come. It just takes time. That's all. You know, like it's going to come. It's going to come. I think you just keep working at it. You know, I know Clarissa saying she's the GOAT. A lot of people say she's the best. Some people say it's Katie. You know, listen, there's going to be times where, you know what? You know why those two are going to be prominent forever? Because of what they're doing as far as growing the sport. You know, we had Layla Ali, you know, and all these other females back then, years back. But these girls now, there's more girls in it. You know, they're fighting on main cards on a regular now. So it's growing. So they're always going to be prominent from years down the line. But when we look at female boxing another 20, 30 years from now, where is it going to be? You know, if boxing is still boxing, it should be much bigger than what it is right now. You know, Katie did win a very wide decision. She even scored a knockdown if you're just coming in, you know. And that's another thing. Joe said the British are the best boxing fans. Well, that's another thing too. Katie is you know, she's from out there. She's from the UK, and they're gonna support her more than the Americans are gonna support the female boxers here, because Americans are just not hardcore boxing fans in general. They're not. You know, we're not. It's just people are gonna like what they like. In America, boxing is not big. It's not. All right. Lara's walking to the ring now. He is walking to the ring. D, thank you for the donation. Warrington by unanimous decision. Cesar, thank you as well. Hearing your channel and watching box at home with COVID. Sorry, bro. Sorry, man. Viva Mexico. RP Jeanette Zacharias. Here's a small donation for your time, and I appreciate it, man. I appreciate everyone that donated today. Thank you. Appreciate it every single time. My bad, that G. Yes, she is from Ireland. Josh by dodgy split decision. Well, I'll say this. Well, tennis, see, yeah, Arlette, great point. tennis is a whole different level. You know what I'm saying? Like tennis, those female elite players are just as famous as the males, you know, at this point. And for me, it really started with the Serena, you know, not Serena, the Williams sisters, both. For me, I don't know where everybody else, but I can tell you, I mean, I'm sure you feel the same way. Before the Williams sisters, I really didn't know many of the female tennis players, if any at all. But once they came around, and even after their reign, you watch it equally, just as much as the men, you know, and that changed the game. And I feel like they changed the game forever. You know, that was a good comment, but that's different. And you have to, again, it really it's based on what people want, and people got to be honest with themselves. If people want it, if there's a demand to see these female athletes play, people will pay to see it. You know, people will pay to see it. And in other places, in some places, certain countries, certain sports are more popular than others too. So it really depends, you know. I don't think it's just as men and women. It's a lot deeper than that. What sport are we talking about? Okay. It starts off with that. What country are we talking about? Where are we talking? Who are we talking? You know, it's bigger than just women should get paid this. It's bigger than that. It's much bigger than that. But when it comes to boxing, there's not enough women support, but there's more support of it now than it's ever been as well. So that's a good sign of growth. And that's all we really have to say. They really pull out all the stops for this fight here. The crowd is crazy. There's a lot of people here. I'm sorry, but Warrington and Lara in America, or this level of two fighters, this level of fame of two, or accomplishments of these two fighters, would not sell here in America. This would be a very small arena of people if this happened and this fight were to happen in America. And this goes to show the difference in, you know, location. You know, British fans really love the sport. Eddie does promote women boxing the best. Yes, he does. Well, Eddie to me is the best promoted period right now. I mean, he's the only guy that's actually promoting day by day. I think Eddie, I've said this before, Eddie understands social media. You know, he's not afraid to get on his camera and talk every single day. There's always content and interviews out with Eddie. He's always out there. He's willing to do interviews at home, on the Zoom, or on some kind of streaming service. He's willing to be out there and give interviews. He shows up to the fights. He's the only real true promoter that's really out there. I don't think anybody else. I think most of the fighters have to promote themselves a lot now. You know, Bob is not out there like that. If it's not fight night, he's not out there like that, or fight week. If it's not the press conference, he's not out there like that. Oscar, same thing. If it's fight week, you know, if it's the press conferences and the face-offs, he's there for the fight the week of the fight. But Eddie is constantly out there building up his fight. He's throwing names out. He's answering all the questions face to face. He's taking all questions from all platforms. He does questions and interviews with YouTubers, not just the mass media, the boxing mass media. He does all kind of interviews randomly about other fighters. People want to know, hey, how do you feel about this fighter? It might not even be his fighter. All right, here we go. We're about to get round one going. Here we go. Smash that like button for me. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up. Warrington, Lara 2. Look, it's crazy how big this fight was, because the first fight wasn't even with a crowd. All right. This is when everything was shut down and they had this in a small room, the first fight. And look how crowded this is. And this is off Warrington coming off of a knockout loss. And look how many people is in this arena. We don't get this in America. All right, so Warrington comes out, shoots a couple jabs. Warrington's fighting out of that high guard so far. Lara lands a right to the body. Josh lands another jab. Josh is keeping a lot more distance in between. So this is what I said he needed to do. This is kind of what I expected. But he's going to need to take some risk here at some point because you want Lara to kind of respect you too. But it's early. You're in the first round. So let's see how this goes. Nice right hand lands for Josh. He's keeping that high guard. Mauricio Lara comes in and Josh ties up with him immediately. All right, Lara did get a body shot in there, though. Right hand lands to the body by Lara. Lara lands a right hand up top. Nice body shots by nice combination lands for Warrington. Nice combination. Yep. Almost halfway through the first round. Jab lands for Warrington. Lara steps in, tries to get off, and immediately Warrington ties up again. Big left hand lands for Lara. And the right hand follows up, land for Lara, but Warrington returns fire, lands a left hook. You can tell when Lara has that power, man. Whenever he lands, you could see Josh's head pop back. Lara's not in there to play games. Good round so far, but from both. Josh is still being very hesitant. He's definitely got off and land. Nice left hand lands for him. He's getting off, but you could still tell he's, he needs a little time. He still looks pretty uncomfortable. He needs to loosen up a little bit. He steps in, lands a left hook. That's the first round. First round. Pretty good round for a first round. We got a lot of hits landed from both. I think Josh won the first round, though. I have to give Josh the first round there. I got to give Josh the first round. But Lara definitely hurts. You can tell when Lara lands. You can tell, like, damn. Lara's fine with so far Lara's been fine with Josh's power. And we saw that in the first fight. But I'm not too sure how long Warrington can take those kind of shots, the few that landed in this round. Like Josh landed some big, they're showing a replay now. Josh landed some big shots here. But when Lara lands it, it's different. The impact is definitely different. But at least Josh in this fight is being cautious with it instead of going toe-to-toe with the guy. All right. Good first round. Yeah, a lot of action in the first round. All right, this is going to be a good fight, man. All right, so we're in round 2. I got a 1-0 for Josh. So Josh is, moving around the ring a little more. He's keeping that high guard up, and Lara's just stalking him for now. He's just stalking him. Lara's complaining to the ref like he's telling him that Josh keeps leading in with his head. Josh steps in, lands a right hand over the top. I think Lara was complaining about that in the first round as well. He kept looking at the ref and complaining about the headbutts. Wow, nice. Lara steps in, lands an overhand right. Excuse me, lands a left hook as well. Not big, though. Not big shots. Josh steps in, lands a jab, lands a right hand to the body. 1-2 doesn't score for Lara. I think Lara needs to start jabbing a little bit more. He's throwing power shots, but he's not setting them up. Again, Lara complains. Josh does come in with his head a lot. I think the ref should give him a warning about that. Nice right hand lands. Oh, whoa. Another headbutt. Big headbutt. Big headbutt. And I think Lara's complaining. I think he has a little cut right there. Not a big cut on the outside of his eye. He has a cut on the left eye on the outside of it. Not a big cut. But again, we kind of saw this coming here. He's been complaining. I think the referee really needs to warn Josh because Josh is definitely leading with his head a lot. Uppercut lands for Lara and a right hand to the body. I have Lara winning this round so far, by the way. All right, we have just over a minute left, and I think Lara is in control here. Lara's eye is starting to swell up. All right, it's on the outside of his eye, though, on the outside. Lara lands another, steps in, lands another right hand to the body. He's been landing a lot of those right hands to the body. Josh is still moving a lot. He's still got that guard tight and high, but he's not throwing much this round. Another right hand lands to the body for Lara. Nice little exchange between the two. Now Lara's cut is starting to get bad. It's starting to bleed a little bit, but he's still landing the better. They're exchanging now, but I still feel like Lara's landing the better between the two in these exchanges here. Right hand to the body again by Lara. It's been all body shots. It's been very consistent with that. All right, let's take a look at this cut in the second round. I'm giving Lara that round, by the way. Cut looks pretty it don't look like it's the worst cut ever, but we don't know how bad it's going to continue getting. It's only the second round. All right, they're showing a replay here. Yeah, Lara. Yeah, Josh kind of came in with that head. I think the ref should have warned them by now. It's been more than enough, especially in that round. Oh, no, the cut is really bad. I'm getting a good look at it now. The cut is spread all the way around here. The cut is really, really bad. It's only the second round. Bad cut. Very bad cut. All right. That's a bad cut, y'all. It's actually a stoppable cut. This is not good. That's a stoppable cut. Wait. Oh, the ref is just trying to get them to come out of the ring. Oh, the doctor's taking a look at it. Wow, this is gonna suck, man. Oh, that cut is horrible. Oh, that cut is horrible. Oh, man, they're stopping it. He wants to continue. Are they going to stop it? They're going to stop it. I knew it. This is boxing, man. This is boxing. This is boxing, man. How many people is in that arena? 20,000 people? And they have to go home without a fight. Lara's complaining to him like, yo, dude. Damn. They're stopping the fight, man. Lara's talking so much. Damn, man. Wow. Dude, that cut, literally every second after he split it, it got worse. And that's a stoppable cut. There's no way they're going to let that fight continue with that cut. No way. That cut was completely split open. Another bad boxing turnout, man. Damn. What did I say? This is why I don't want to pay for boxing right now. I don't want to go to any live events. I'm not traveling for the sport right now. It's just been rough. Fights are getting rescheduled. Fights are getting canceled. And now, look, good card. It's been a good card. And you get the main event, and it's over in less than 3 rounds due to a cut. You know. So we're waiting around. We're to figure out how they're gonna do, or they're gonna score. I mean, it's only been 2 rounds. It's only been 2 rounds. It's nothing we can do. I had it Lara for the second round. I gave Josh the first round, and it was a good fight. It was a good fight for those 2 rounds, you know. But yes, Josh was leading in with his head. All right, what are you guys saying? Josh has been leading with his head. Lara was complaining about it as early as the first round. You know. All right. Technical draw. I mean, it's whatever. You know, Lara still hugged it out with him. I mean, it makes me not even look forward to this, man. It doesn't make full, like, I don't want to see a third fight unless, you know, we got a legit winner, a loser, and stuff. It doesn't do anything. This is so ugly, man. I mean, it happens, but Josh was definitely leading with his head, and I said the ref should at least give him a warning. You know, see people saying that should have been a disqualification. You know, very disappointed, man. All shots Warrington landed were headbutts. Well, not really. I think the first round was definitely Josh landed a good amount of shots. Not in the second round though. Definitely not in the second round. I mean, it just hurts, man. I don't even know what to do. I mean, I was planning on to like really get into this fight today. I was really looking forward to covering this fight today, man. I was out. I rushed home to jump on here with you guys. I don't know what else is to say. Boxing just can't catch a break. So annoying, man. I know. We want a clean fight. We want good judging, you know, good scoring. All right. We want guys to be 100%, no injuries, no nonsense. We just want a nice, good event where we can enjoy the card. We can respect the outcome of the fights, you know, and we want the fights to happen too. We want this. This is like to me, this is another version of a cancellation, but pretty much the fight was canceled. The fight was canceled, you know. This is another form of cancellation. The fight was canceled. You know, how do you even come back for this? Now we got to wait again to get a third fight. I feel bad for the people that paid to go to this. I feel bad. These guys spend money to go into these fights, man. It is what it is. Yeah, I didn't like the headbutts, man, from Josh. And it was too obvious for me. Hold on. They got Josh now on the mic. He said a lot of people pay the money. I mean, I'm sure Lara would have wanted to continue fighting, but the cut was more than bad. That's definitely a stoppable cut. The thing is, it looked intentional, you know, because he was continuously leading with his head. Lara was complaining about it, and the ref didn't at least warn him, at least say to him, like, hey, watch your head, be easy with the head, you know? They, to be honest, man, they just asked him if he's still interested, and he's saying everything, but he doesn't seem to be interested, guys. I don't. He didn't seem to be interested in it. I lost interest in it, to be honest. As a fan, I've lost interest in this fight. And then in 2 rounds. I don't know, man. Yeah, and yeah, for Lara, if you're Lara, did you even fight Josh again? No. That's a good point. Tris, that's a great point. If you're Lara, do you even fight Josh again at this point? You can go and try to unify. Like, why do you fight Josh again? I mean, I don't know, man. They're interviewing I'm actually interested. They're interviewing Kid Galahad and Tony Bellew right now. I want to hear what Kid Galahad says, because I think he was definitely robbed against Warrington. I mean, you guys, I don't know if you guys were here when I covered that fight, but that was a complete robbery, in my opinion. Galahad said he's just disappointed. Started off as a good fight. All right, listen. Hey, it is what it is. I blame the referee. You know, I'm gonna probably watch the fight again, because I just want to be able to see how. I know Lara was complaining about the headbutts early, and I know he was complaining about them, and even in that same round. But you know, you can make an argument that the headbutts was kind of intentional. I mean, I was calling it as I was seeing it as the fight was going, you know, and I saw Lara complaining about it. And I don't remember seeing a ref saying anything to Josh about it. You know, all you got to do is separate the two. He's like, what? Listen, watch the head. Let him know early. You know, if you don't want the fight to end this way, the referee, as a referee, you have to let the fighter know, watch the head. Because if you don't say anything, if you just separate the two fighters, they're going to keep doing the same thing. I'm sorry. You know what? I'm completely forgot. I'm sorry. You're right, Leonard. You're absolutely right. I completely forgot. I still, for some reason, kept thinking that this is for the IBF title that Josh used to have. Okay. Um, that Kid Galahad actually has now. Totally forgot about that. My bad. Head stuck in a different place. But yeah, there's no reason to have another fight to me. You know, I think this just killed it. I mean, you want, if you're Josh, yes, you want to continue and you want to be able to secure a win against a guy that's on record and beating you and knocking you out. You want to beat that guy. But let me tell you something. When you're coming in and you're leading with your head like that often this early, it just goes to show that he actually lacked confidence, and I'm just not sure if he really believed that he could win the fight. You know, I can't really rock with him with that. So I'm very disappointed in him. I'm disappointed in the referee, and I do think the fight should have been stopped though. You know, the ref should have been stopped, man. You know, the fight should have been stopped. That cut was ridiculous. You know, there's no way you're gonna go 12 rounds with a cut like that. It is what it is, you know. But it is what it is, man. It's boxing, and boxing's been cursed in 2021. It's been a rough year for boxing. And it's a technical draw if you're just checking in. It's a technical draw. It was a headbutt in the second round of the fight, and then was stopped. Major headbutt, major cut. Yeah, you can't keep a fight. You know, when it's split open like that, you know, it was a pretty wide cut, and it was all wrapped around the eye there. All right. You know, again, if you're Lara, do you go back and fight him? Well, Lara might still be interested in, because he might be getting a pretty good check to come out and fight. I'm sure he's getting paid more in this fight, more than he's ever been paid. Unless a bigger fight opportunity comes from somewhere else. But, you know, this arena is a huge arena. They had a huge sellout for this fight. I'm not sure people are willing to pay for it, but I'm sure the fans out there, they're probably willing to pay for it and go out again, you know. And if they dress the undercard up like the way they did, they had Connor Benn on the card, they had Katie Taylor on the card. I think if you dress it up again with a decent card, you'll get people to show out. I mean, that's what they do out there. You know, those British fans will come out. All right. It was a technical draw. There was no winner. Technical draw, knockout, headbutt, bad cut on Lara's eye. Fight was stopped. All right. All right. So anyway, listen, we got to keep it at that, man. Listen, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. It's a Labor Day holiday weekend, so enjoy your weekend. Hit some barbecues. You know, have fun. But you know, if I don't hop back on later tonight, I'll definitely probably be on tomorrow, early. We could just discuss some more boxing and go from there. All right. But I'm gonna get out of here. It was a good, nice live with you guys. Thank you for everyone that donated. If you haven't, make sure you hit that like button, hit that thumbs up, and also subscribe to the channel, right? Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification button as well. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.